Market villages are now the most overpowered peasant building in EU5. In the latest patch, market villages have been buffed twice, but they were already one of the strongest buildings for the value they give, and people are starting to notice this. They are the most popular building in the entire game. So much so that the question is now, why haven't you built them yet? Especially as they now improve your market access. And just before we crack on with the video, I'm going to be going over some advanced mechanics in this one. So if you want a bit more of a noob-friendly or basic version, have a look at this video, I'll link it in the top right. So what is market access and why is it so important? Market access is basically how well a location can interact with its market, and pretty much in layman's terms is how far away it is from its market centre. And this is really important because it doesn't just affect which provinces go into which market, but also the productivity of your buildings and your industry there. For example, my buildings in Burgos have 100% market access, so they complete a full production process. Whereas if we have a look at somewhere like Salamanca, our buildings only have 75 or just below % market access, so they don't get the full productive process. So because your market access gets lower the further you are away from your market centre, that means your buildings that are further away from it will be less productive and give less back to your economy. And market access also affects your provinces by limiting the amount of goods they can buy and the quality of goods they can buy. So if you improve this, you improve the base demand in your economy. It also affects which provinces go into your market and hence your economy through market attraction, because locations will have a higher market attraction with markets with higher market access. This means that you can attract high value provinces to your market just by increasing its market access. For example, in a Spain game, you're often looking to get access to the sugar and dyes, silk and saffron in Granada, and you can do this through market access. So how do we increase our market access? Well, the obvious example is a road. This reduces the cost to our market access per province, and you get a bigger reduction with stronger roads advancing later ages. They also especially reduce the modifier for bad terrain between provinces, so they're especially useful in provinces where you have horrific terrain. If you're looking to increase your market access without roads, you can always think about relocating your market. For example, Burgos is in the north of our nation, so you could think about doing it somewhere more central to increase your market access over adjacent regions, or perhaps a naval province with a harbour so you can get good access over the coastal provinces, as it's a lot easier to increase your market access through sea zones than land, the same as you are with your proximity cost. Additionally, there are a few buildings that directly increase your market access in provinces, and these are static buffs, so they're not subject to reductions due to distance. These buildings are obviously the marketplace, which is a burger building, so you can build it in towns and cities, and the market village, which is a peasant building. It can be built in rural settlements. Now, I think you guys might have realised my love for a cheeky little market village, but this buff to market access is a huge one, and you mustn't sleep on this building. To start with the marketplace, they do give 0.5% market access, which is really important, especially in your cities, because this is mostly affecting your production processes in your cities. Therefore, by increasing your direct market access, you're allowing these processes to be more efficient, and hence more goods and more economic value is going into your markets and your economy. And the same goes for market villages. This can be even more valuable. In the recent patch, they added 10 burgers and 0.5 market access to market villages. So what does this mean? You've got to think about where your market villages are being created. They'll be in your rural settlements around your cities, so they're now providing a burger pool to fill into your main cities, helping you put more buildings in there and drive more economic value out of your high control and high market access provinces. But they're also in your highly valuable RGOs, because being a rural province gives a huge buff to your maximum RGO size. These highly profitable RGOs aren't necessarily right by your market centre, so the less market access you have, the less of these really strong goods are coming into your market and driving economic value. So directly increasing this will put more money into your economy. It's also important to note that when you are planning your economic hubs, your market access goes down 50% slower in terms of from 100% if you're following a river downstream. So if you plan your cities around this, it can actually be quite a big boost to your economy. Which then obviously means you need less marketplaces or market villages to get you to 100% market access, which is a firm cap. You can't go above this and get benefits for it. So to summarise, you want to put your market villages in high value RGOs and in your high control provinces near your market centre that you want to bring up to standard. And your marketplaces, you want to put them in your cities and stack them in your really profitable cities and your high control areas so you can have them at full market access. So I'm keeping this one short and sweet for you, so I think you guys already know how much I love market villages. So I guess my question is to you now, Now knowing about market access, are you going to improve these? Are you going to use them more? And are you going to increase the amount of marketplaces you're doing too? Catch you in a bit. And remember, if you're enjoying the content, please consider subscribing. It all helps.